Yeah. Okay.
That's it then, is it?
Well, it says connecting.
It is. There's a live one right now.
There you go. We're working.
Yeah, we are. I can't see myself though. You sure we're connected?
The timer's going. Look.
Oh yeah. Maybe it's just very laggy.
Look on your.
Oh, it is working. Why did it come up on here then? Oh, no, it is. Oh, look.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? You can look around
Yeah.
with your phone.
So,
I can't talk on Discord now.
no, but I can. So I'm going to copy the link and post it in We Are Live. Although it says lovely, because my stupid bloody phone keyboard's shit. We Are Live, paste. Oh, I don't know. Oh, actually, no, that's me. I just did that, didn't I? So that's how it comes up. Oh, I want to check this my thumbnail in it because my channel.
Yeah. So we need to check the Discord now.
Well, this is the Discord, isn't it? Let me close that down. I'll just keep that open.
So you can.
But there's chat on here, though, isn't there? There's chat there and there's chat there.
Yeah, I don't know whether anybody's going to want to chat. Guys, would you rather chat on Discord or on the YouTube chat?
Well, this is the Discord, isn't it? I suppose it makes no odds. If they've got the YouTube open, then the chat's there, isn't it? Hang on, 3 watching now. Was I one of them, maybe?
You were probably one of them.
This is like people watching Gogglebox on Gogglebox, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it's Inception, isn't
Yeah.
it? Basically, we're all going to get sucked into the internet. And it should be 360, and you should be able to look around with your phone.
with
or
your
drag
phone,
around.
You can drag the window around with your cursor. You can see all round. Yeah, it's good.
So what we want to know is, guys, we want to know what's the audio like, and what is the video quality like. And I'm assuming the radio mics are working. If I go out here over here,
Yeah, I can hear them. Go down there.
if I walk down
It's
here,
going to take us a while to find out.
am I still just as loud or not?
You'll have to give it 50 seconds.
Laggy.
Are you still talking?
Not yet. No, I'm talking.
Well, you got to talk when you're down there, otherwise it's not a good test.
I'm assuming if it works 10 foot away, it works all the way over here.
You have to wait there for a minute. You're still not down there yet on the line on the stream. I've got to wait for you to catch up with yourself.
Anyway, I'm talking. I'm done talking. I'm coming back.
Yeah, it does. Works all right.
Yeah.
You're still not down there yet on the line on the stream. I've got to wait for you to catch up with yourself. What we've got to do is get in the habit of not watching ourselves.
Yeah, because that's not going to work, is it, with that much lag?
It's a bit weird.
Do you want another gin?
Yes, please. Cheers. Oh, there are some comments coming in on the YouTube channel.
Are there? What are you bellends doing?
Yeah, pretty much. Audio is spot on. You can still hear Jim at the end of the pool. Yeah, video is weird. 360. We're telling you to down the JD. I think you did, didn't
done.
you?
It's gone.
Yeah, you've done it.
We're 50 seconds behind.
Yeah. So they can watch you make my drink, can't they? That's a bit weird. Actually, I'm watching you 30 seconds ago making my drink. weird. It's probably they can probably hear this stream as well.
Yeah, that's
actually.
probably really annoying.
It might be a bit off-putting.
Yeah.
Let me
turn it down.
turn that down. Oops, turn that off.
Otherwise,
keep
it's
the eye on
going to
it,
make it echoey, isn't it, or something?
Oh, well, at least it works. Just have to sort your fucking
so annoying.
account out.
Any questions, anybody? So we should probably actually talk about why we're doing this, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Sort of the point, you know, we're not...
Hang on a minute. I'm already falling out with someone here. Who's James Harrington?
Don't look at me, I don't know.
He's basically, he's saying, he says, do you want another gin? And then he goes, so camp. Apparently it's camp to have a gin. Man's drink. Can I have an umbrella in that gin?
What was I going to say? So Benji and I have got this idea, because I'm so shit at making content, as you all know, what am I trying to say? We want to do this podcast where it's always, the idea is it's always live, it's always 360 video, and it's always in a different random location. And we just sort of have a bit of a catch up once a week. And I have this idea that
It's basically a come to the pub with us, isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of that. Jesus, I just did a double JD then.
Oh no.
I meant to fill it up with Coke.
No.
And the idea is to maybe have some of you guys on from the Discord, sort of get you on and not interview you, but I know some of you are like motorbike mechanics for a living, and sort of get to know everybody a little bit better on a weekly basis. And then Ben and I are always having crazy chats down the pub about random subjects. So we thought it would just be a cool thing to sort of have a get together once a week, just chat about stuff.
And
Chat about work.
it's live.
And
so
it's live.
No editing.
No editing.
Which means the content is making itself right now.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the
because
thing, isn't it?
filming it, editing it, it's just a ball ache. And if the sort of concept works, which is why we wanted to do this 360 thing, I'm thinking, just plonk the camera down in the workshop and put a radio mic on, and I can just do a job and talk about it, and people can look around the workshop and be
You
nosy.
get that right up inside the right up inside the like engine compartment.
See, when you go this... No, it's not doing it now. It only asks for the account. Sorry, you're sidetracked. So if you're watching, guys, turn and look at this screen. So the issue we've got is when we go to do a live stream, this account comes up, James Wright Roberts, which it's not even a YouTube channel. That's like the admin for my Google business account. This is, ignore this other stuff. This is my kids. But that account doesn't show up for some reason. I don't understand why. Really annoying.
Well, you can zoom. Oh no, you can't. Well, you can zoom in for a minute. Oh, hang on a minute. It's all stopped. Oh, did I do that?
Fuck me, that's strong. Is it counting on there? No, it's still counting on here.
Is it? I've done something to... Oh, yeah. Dickhead. What have I done? I click the live button. Oh, right, okay.
Is it still working?
No, yeah, it's me. I did it. I did a bad thing.
Anyway, so... And my internet is so terrible here that we're on 5G. It's the only way we can get
It's working all right.
It's the only way you can get a good enough signal. Although fiber's coming.
Have you actually had a confirmation?
Well, I had my
of that,
letter.
Is it GigaClear, is it?
Yeah. It is GigaClear.
When you're getting that?
How much do you pay a month? Oh, you got the fucking posh.
Well, I started off paying £49 a month. But it's a gig up and a gig down.
That was the introduction offer, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a symmetric thing. Now I'm paying 80. It's quite a lot, in fairness. And to be honest with you,
Fucking hell,
If
that's
I had
really
my-
strong. Need a bigger glass so I can add more Coke to it.
If I had my mind about me, I'd probably downgrade it to the 400 package. 400. That's
Yeah,
still a
because
lot.
you don't need.
No, it's
silver or
nice.
something.
It's nice. I
So
like
you can have porn on 6 different screens in 4.
Tell you what, and also stream 3D porn. You've got to have good Wi-Fi for that. The last thing you want is it sort of stop, start.
You're on the vinegar stroke and the fucking thing freezes
No,
on you.
scrolly wheel just at the moment. That's the worst thing ever.
Anyway, it's working.
It is.
I hope you.
think
What
it
was
might
it?
be a
What
bit
was
choppy.
who bought those beers? What beers did they have? They had Did you see in the Discord?
Oh, he's saying that the drink isn't camp. The way you offered it was camp. Yes, I completely agree. He's now my best friend again.
It's a shame. It's the comments. There's quite a lag, isn't there? In fact, we can time it. Get a stopwatch on your phone.
Well, hang on. All I've got to do is. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Dickhead.
Well, I was
You
gonna
need to actually
I
time
was
it.
gonna look at the. Oh, there's no counter going up on there, is there? Can I just do it on here?
If you've got a
I
stopwatch,
do it at.
Excuse me. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Fucking hell, get on with it.
Right. 25 seconds.
25 seconds lag.
25
okay, it's not
seconds.
too bad, is it?
That's all right.
It's got to go up and get jiggled
Yeah,
with.
and it's going through 5G and wherever else it's going as well. Love the idea of a weekly live.
I think it'd be quite fun. And the weekly live thing, but the idea is just not just listen to us talk bollocks. I want to get you guys on because I chat with you in the, on the Discord thing, and it'd be nice to sort of put a face to the name and like talk about what your background and how you got into being a mechanic. Not that you're all mechanics, but you know what I mean. Just everybody interviews fucking celebrities, don't they? But I think normal people have got way more interesting stuff to talk about, which is what the idea of the podcast. That's what we thought. That's what we thought was going to be the
And
thing.
as long as we got a decent connection to the internet, like we said, we'd do it from anywhere.
Yeah, the idea is take the radio mic and the 360 camera, 5G connection, do it from your car,
Yeah, wherever.
your office, the bloody beach.
Yeah.
We've got a camper van.
Changing rooms. Titty bars.
We've got a
It's research, isn't it? It's for
We've got
business expense.
we've got a caravan motorhome trip coming up in 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's it's Sidmouth, isn't it? Is it Sidmouth?
So we could do one from there.
Yeah.
Assuming there's a connection.
Yep, you can. I might bring Starlink with me,
Yeah.
just for the crack.
But then if the up, what did you say the up was?
Well, the up one very good. It was about 10.
It's not enough,
But
is it?
well, I might be able to do something about that. But at the very least,
Was that the subscription you pay?
no, I don't know. I need to look into
Because
it.
they throttle Starlink now, don't they?
Yeah. The thing is, though, you get 120 down and 10 up. So the bandwidth's there. They just choose to make it mostly down and not up, which I suppose is what people on the whole want. But it would be nice if you could.
streaming 4K movies, aren't they?
I'd pay like an extra £10 a month just to make it symmetric.
If you could split that in half,
Yeah,
then.
exactly. Yeah, then that'd be all right.
But yeah, they didn't used to throttle it, did they? But I was watching a YouTube video about the
It had to come eventually.
but then we were just watching a live launch of a Falcon 9,
Yeah.
putting more Starlinks up.
More up. Yeah.
All right then. Well, it
Well-
works. Only not on my fucking Seabright Surgery channel.
We've got 3 watching, and I think we're one of them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm gonna say that there's another 2
no,
watching
it's the
somewhere
2
else.
guys.
Yeah.
Mike and
It would have been interesting to do it on your channel because you've got the subscribers there. It would have been interesting to see how many could have.
Yeah, well, that was
just
well. We were
automatically
a bit scared to like make it for normal people, weren't we? We wanted it.
normal people.
We just wanted it to be
For the abnormal people.
just yeah, for the abnormals. We just wanted to make sure it worked before we. And well, it's a good job really because we've realised that it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, we need to sort that out. Well, you need to sort it out. You're going to have to dick around with that.
Because those are like on the telly there. Just when I go to the telly again, that's exactly what on the telly in the
but you get
room,
the choice of both on the telly.
on there I get the.
Why?
I get Superbike Surgery and James Wright Roberts. On the telly in the sitting room, I only get James Wright Roberts. But on the new telly in the kitchen, above the thingy bob, I can watch Superbike Surgery.
Right.
It's like it's a software fucking glitch or something.
Yeah. You'll have to do some research and get it to work.
But you can't fucking talk to Google or YouTube. It's a waste of fucking time.
Yes, Mr. Melamoto, you may ask questions anytime you like. In fact, it sort of helps.
Yeah, because we don't know what.
Because otherwise, we've got nothing to talk about. There'll be like 3 minutes of just silence and just us drinking, which I'm all right with. But
I mustn't lean into the camera. I look a bit. Do you want a different perspective? Shall I move the
well, hang
camera?
on, if you do that.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
See.
Yeah, ask questions, or we're just going to sit here saying nothing.
Well, it's going to be 25 seconds before he
gets the message.
But then it's 50 seconds, isn't it? Because
of the return journey.
Yeah.
No, like the messaging, the chat's going to be quicker.
Yeah, but the thing is, if we ask a question, it takes. Oh yes, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's going to land, isn't it? And then.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's frantically trying to come up with a question now.
We should have. It'd be better
More
if
beer. Saying actually, we should be drinking beer. To be honest, I might have a beer after this.
There is some beers.
Yeah, I might have a beer.
I need a bigger glass for this JD. It's
you put a bit more Coke in it.
100 millilitres on a tiny little.
Those are doubles anyway.
I know they are. So it's
a quadruple
it's a quad.
shot.
Because I wasn't concentrating, and I was thinking Coca-Cola and
thinking cocaine. I'll have a double.
No. A bit of blow, but never cocaine.
So, Jim, where did you get the idea for the Superbike surgery?
Is that an actual question?
And actually, there is a good answer as well, isn't there?
There is an actual answer
yes,
to that
there
question.
is, yeah.
So thank you for the question. So I fucking hell, you don't want my CV, but I
bet they do.
Whatever.
I bet they do. Just do the brief version.
The very, very brief version of my CV was like from the age of my little boy Sam, who's 6. Do you remember Junior Kickstart?
Mm.
Oh, I was fucking obsessed with that.
You're into that.
So, not that I rode or anything. Mum wouldn't let me have a motorbike.
Right.
Not to start with. Obsessed with motorbikes since I was tiny. It's just, I don't know, it's just in me. Started at the weekend, sleeping on the floor in the local Honda. 12 years old. Just went and bothered them and got a job as a Saturday boy, just sweeping the floor. This is the really short version. Got an apprenticeship at the Honda dealer. Got an apprenticeship with Honda when I was 16. I worked at that Honda dealer till I started road racing when I was 17. So I started racing when I was 17. Raced for... When did I go? Anyway, I worked for Honda, the Honda dealer, and then I went to New Zealand after that. I'm just trying to think how old I was. 22, maybe? So I worked 5 or 6 years at the Honda dealer, and I raced pretty much 5 years. The whole time, not the whole time I was there, but I raced for 5 years while I was working there, reasonably successfully. My biggest claim to fame, most of you guys won't know this, but my biggest claim to fame is, if you're in the UK, the Anglesey circuit. It's not even called that. It was called T. Croix back then. It's called the Anglesey circuit now. Doesn't even look the same. They've changed it loads, but I got the lap record round there on a 400.
Oh wow!
On an FZR 400RR, and it still stands to this day because they changed the track.
Oh really?
Yeah. So somewhere in the record
That's pretty
of
awesome.
when the track
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
so I've got the lap record around there. Anyway,
You'll be on a wall somewhere.
or maybe I tell you where I am on the wall. So Bill Smith, anyway, I'll get to that. So I went from there, and fucking hell, it's a long story. My dad was living in New Zealand while I was my dad was living in New Zealand while I was doing all my racing stuff. He was on his third wife by then, living in New Zealand, and he came over to visit and watch me racing. And anyway, so we decided that I was going to go out to New Zealand to live for a year, and I was going to do a bit of racing in New Zealand, and it was all arranged, got my visa, all that shit. And then a month before I was due to fly out, he went and had a heart attack and fucking died. Like, fuck, what am I going to do? I'd sort of handed my notice in at work and it was all arranged, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go anyway. Long story short, I went to New Zealand, my dad wasn't there. It's all a little bit emotional and shit, but anyway, got a job in a motorbike shop in a Suzuki dealer in Auckland. Worked out there for 12 months. This is the potted version of my career. So there's another massive, he was one of the biggest multi-franchise dealers in the UK at the time. Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, BMW, Triumph. He used to sponsor me. A guy's called Bill Smith. Look him up. Famous TT rider. He sponsored me when I was doing my Formula 400 stuff. He'd loan me race bikes, and I'd have a go at 250 Grand Prix stuff and ride all sorts of stuff that he had. He had a sort of offshoot from the business called Bill Smith Racing, and he used to buy and sell race bikes and stuff. Anyway, so he knew me really well, and I used to borrow race bikes off him, and then I'd completely strip them and clean them. And
I thought you were going to say blow them up.
No. He'd get them back, and he's like, "Is this the same bike?
It's better than not.
Yeah,
give it to you.
Yeah, it's like had new tyres on it,
Yeah.
and it was all like. So I got a bit of a reputation for. So he'd loan me bikes because he'd get them back nicer than.
It's like a free service.
Yeah, exactly. There was the sort of chance I might fucking stack it and write it off, but he'd more often than not he'd get them back better than he sent them.
Yeah.
So when I got back from New Zealand, because I had a 12-month working visa, so I worked out there. I worked for 9 months and then travelled around in a camper van in the South Island for a few months. And then when I got back, I was like, fuck, I've got no job, I spent all my money. I was at like 23 then. I fucking didn't have a pot to piss in, living with my mum. And Bill Smith said, I really need to come and work for me. So I went and worked for him. I was there about 5 or 6 years. But anyway, the question was, how did you start Superbike Surgery, right? That's where we're getting to. While I was in New Zealand, fucking mobile mechanics everywhere. Like everywhere. Like you see plumbers and builders in the UK. It's how it's done. So the sort of seed was sown. I was like, fucking, that's a really good idea. And I can recall...
Why is no one doing it in the UK?
And why is nobody doing it in the UK? And I can remember the exact moment when I came up with a name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was sweeping the workshop floor in Glen Eden Motorcycles in Auckland.
Right.
Dreaming about when I get home, maybe this is a thing. So Anyway, I came up with a name then, Superbike Surgery. What a fucking brilliant name that is.
Yeah.
And then I got home. Of course, Bill Smith offered me a job, and I sort of fell into the salary and the. And then it got more and more difficult to. It was gnawing at me, the idea. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, long story short, I didn't have a falling out with them, but I found it increasingly difficult to sort of be an employee because I had ideas, you know what I mean? I wanted to do it my way.
This is why you can't.
This is why I'm unemployable.
This is why you're not employable, and why you really shouldn't employ anybody as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So anyway, I handed my notice in, and there was other stuff going on. I had a new girlfriend, and she lived like halfway down the country, and I was going to see her at the weekends and stuff. And I thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just quit my job. I'll move, which was Tewkesbury at the time. I'll just move there. I'll just do it all in one go. And my girlfriend's dad at the time was like super supportive and sort of gave me the confidence. Like he was like, just fucking do it. Don't talk about it. Just get on with it. You know, it's not a dress rehearsal. Just do it. Yeah. So I got a lot of encouragement to anyways, and then fucking I did the same thing again. I moved down there. and I got a little bit twitchy and a bit like, oh fucking hell, like so used to having a salary every month. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ended up working for this guy called CJ in Droitwich, CJ Motorcycles. The business is gone now, but he's the top guy, and his wife Pam. There's a whole nother fucking story there. We can leave that for another day. But so I ended up working there for 12 months maybe it was more than 12 months, might have been 18 months, while I bought the Superbike surgery van and the original van and fitted it out and sort of built the confidence to. And then I quit my job and I had this van that was all kitted out, a bit like what the fuck is an Albi on?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I know his name. I've actually spoken to the guy.
Have you?
Sorry.
Well, he's here.
He's watching now, I'm sure.
Yeah, he is.
So
maybe you could tell us his real name.
I know his
It's
real name, but
Albi, isn't it?
I can't fucking think of his name now. But anyway, so and we talked a bit on the phone on WhatsApp about so I felt his pain. I think he was a full-time mechanic somewhere, and he jumped ship and went on his own. Of course, for me, this is 20 years ago that I started on my own, but I remember that feeling of like, fuck me, okay, what now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've got
lovely van, no customers.
no lovely van, no fucking customers. It was fucking terrifying, and it took a long time to build.
His name is Albi.
Does he say on there?
Said.
Yeah, so
Short for Albert.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, so it took a lot. It took time to build a customer base, and
Yeah.
fucking terrifying, man. When you've always had a salary, and
That's
it's
the
like
hardest
you're
part,
literally you're looking at your fucking phone.
Yeah.
It was a Nokia 6210 at the time.
Was it? Yeah.
It's like fuck.
Was there anybody else that was doing mobile motorbike mechanicing at the time?
Not really.
Was there not?
No, I don't. It was difficult to know because the internet. This is
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, the internet existed.
But it was not.
It was early days.
It was still people were still using yellow pages at
Yeah,
that point.
I
Weren't
mean,
they, I suppose
that was the thing.
Yeah.
That's where all.
I know where you're going. Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, that's we need to be way more
Yeah,
drunk.
yeah.
And yeah, there's a story about the yellow pages.
That's for another day. Then.
Let's not go there. Yeah. So that's how the Superbike surgery started. I got there in the end with the answer to the question.
I think that's good. That's good context.
Yeah.
So
And
really,
it's-
you
and
don't
that's
actually know how
that's
to do.
22 years ago.
22 years ago.
2020. When was the?
Oh, for Superbike surgery.
Yeah. When was
Yeah.
When did the Twin Towers?
2001.
Yeah. Well, my last day of gainful employment was
Yeah.
that day.
Was it really?
Yes, because they had the telly on in the showroom, and
you're
we're all like
crowded around watching
goggle
it,
boxing at the telly, like what the fuck. But everyone thought it was like a Cessna had
Yeah, that's right.
accidentally crashed
I
into
remember
the.
that. I remember watching the second
yeah,
plane
we
going
saw it
live.
live.
Yeah,
absolutely.
same. I think a lot of people did
Yeah,
at that point.
that was
I
my
was
last
working
day.
in Staples in Gloucester.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was doing then. Because Apollo 2000, you remember the shop Apollo 2000?
I do. They were a white goods place.
Yeah, they were next door and they had all the tellies. So we
It's
all
like
piled round
fucking
there.
us up
Yeah.
with no sound.
Yeah, well,
You were
didn't
looking
really-
through the
yeah,
window.
it was good enough to watch it with no sound, wasn't it?
Fucking hell.
Good enough. That's
Yeah,
the
so
one way
that's
to
the
put it.
last time I had a proper job. And then my main sort of back in the day, then there was no YouTube or, and I knew nothing about marketing. I had a fucking shiny van full of nice tools. I'll let you say no customers.
You built the mountain expecting Mohammed to come.
Yeah, and he fucking didn't turn up.
And he was fucking busy, wasn't he?
Yeah, so my lifeline was, fucking I can't remember the guy's name now. The guy suggested to me there was a bike club in Worcester, which was a 20 mile up the moat. Anyway, there was a bike night, where all the bikers thing. And I rocked up there. I got an invite, and I rocked up there with my van and just sort of opened the doors because you know how OCD I am. It was all lit up and all fucking cool looking, and just chatted to people.
That's when the genesis of the Superbike Surgery channel was in that van.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. But
Yeah, no,
fucking
that
hell.
was
I mean,
still,
when's it? If you go back
we're
on the
still a
YouTube
way
channel,
after. I don't know what the earliest...
2010, 2011.
Oh, fucking hell, was it really?
That's 10 years fucking
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, I
that
suppose
is.
it is, yeah.
It didn't. YouTube
Still looked
didn't
alright,
even,
though.
Yeah, YouTube didn't even exist
No, I suppose it didn't, did it?
when I started.
Fucking
I
hell.
remember. I don't know. It's seared into my memory. I had this.
They're saying you're
I
showing
didn't,
your
and
age,
I don't know why I remember this, but when I went to the first bike meet at this. I can't remember what the fucking club was called in where they used to meet at a pub, and I had a Garmin. I was doing. Do you remember the Microsoft thing where you had to put the postcode in it and you print out the fucking directions of how to get to the. What was that called?
I can't remember.
It was a Microsoft. Anyway, so I was doing that to like. Okay, I've finally got a fucking job, and the postcode.
This is where I got to go.
30 miles away, and I've got to go here.
20 sheets of
20
paper.
sheets of A4 fucking paper.
Turn by turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I got really pissed off with that really quickly, and I spunked out a load of money on a Garmin Street Pilot 3
I remember that.
Colour Mate. Oh, I was so fucking proud of it, man. It was like the fucking future.
Yeah.
I had my Nokia 6210 on one side of my steering wheel and me fucking sat nav on the other. Mate, it was mega. And I one of my sort of memories of it is turning up to the bike meet with me sat nav on the dashboard. Yeah. And I was like, I hope somebody said, what's that on my dashboard? Do you know what I mean? I was like really proud of this thing. It was like, fucking hell, in 2002, it was like 1,500 quid's worth of sat nav. It was like all the money I had left. I spent on that.
I've got a feeling I would have been at some of the bike meets that you went to.
No, man.
On a bike.
Not what in Worcester?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I used to get about
on your R6.
Well, yeah, that and others. But
Ben's got some interesting motorbike stories.
Yeah, that's for another night. I'll show you the pictures as well.
Holy fuck! He got very, very injured. He probably shouldn't even be alive.
I'm sure we probably crossed paths just as you were.
Because people don't know. So, my wife Caroline worked with Ben's wife Emma for years and years.
Yeah.
And when I moved,
I knew Caroline
way before
I knew you.
Yeah. So we first met in 2000 and...
I reckon 6 or something.
6? Yeah. Something like that. 2006? 2007?
In that general area.
The very first time I met you, I remember Caroline said, Caroline and I were looking to buy a house in Dursley.
That's right.
Yeah. I was living in Somerset. She was living in her flat in Bristol.
Yeah.
And we were looking for a house we looked on the map, and it was, most of my work then was in Tewkesbury.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah, you had
that sort of area.
You drew a circle.
Yeah, and we sort of overlapped, and Dursley was about in the middle. She was working in Bristol, I was working in Dursley. And Caroline was like, I know somebody that lives in Dursley. My friend Emma lives in Dursley. And we came and had a cup of tea in your house, and you were watching the telly, like, who's this fucking cunt? And
well, all I remember, Emma was like, "Oh, Caroline's coming round with her new boyfriend or whatever."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, whatever. I'm fucking busy." She's your friend. You sort them out.
And then we ended up, when we moved to Dursley, we used to go for Sunday lunch. We used to get dragged
that's
along.
Right. Yeah.
And then
we sort of forced to converse with each other. We were
forced to be friends with one another. We're both miserable cunts. And then we realised we both had an affinity for RC models. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
No, fucking hell, what? No. That's a whole nother episode. Yeah. Fucking little panic on your face then. Jesus. Yeah, so I'd always been into radio controlled cars and radio controlled aeroplanes and stuff, and it turns out Ben had been sort of the same. And then I'd never been able to. I'd done loads of radio controlled aeroplanes and lots of radio controlled cars, and never been able to fly an aeroplane.
Yeah.
Turns out Ben's an awesome RC pilot, so he basically.
Well, actually, interestingly, I taught myself how to do it because I'd had a motorbike accident and I was off work for a long time.
Right.
And that's what I found to fill my time.
Right.
Was teach myself how to fly a model aeroplane.
Right.
Because I always wanted to do it.
Okay.
First one lasted 12 seconds.
The maiden of my first RC aeroplane that you were flying only nearly lasted 12 seconds.
But it
wasn't your fault.
No, exactly.
It was the shitty radio gear.
It was, yeah.
It was the DX7,
That's right,
wasn't it?
Yes.
Had a bit of a... You're like, it's not me, I promise it's not me.
It wasn't me.
Just managed to save it. Anyway, so we started flying model aeroplanes together, and then we kind of became friends. And you were doing wedding videography, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I was big into my still photography. My
wife,
Caroline, did a degree in photography and stuff, and got me into photography. And then I'd been into photography a few years. I feel like I need to look at the camera, but I don't, do I? Because that's not the point.
Well, you can if you want. To be honest with you, I've lost all connection here. I'm just assuming you got 35% left on that. Does that need to be plugged in?
We'll send it to it. I don't know fucking age.
I got a. There's still people like watching, or it says that they're watching.
What we can do is we can edit a bit. Can you edit? Like this is
Oh,
on
no,
your channel,
this
isn't it?
is yeah. Oh, I can lift it probably, and then you can put it on yours.
Yeah, it might be interesting on this super like my sort of CV bit of it. What was I going? Where was I going then? I fucking lost my train of thought.
Who's the most dangerous way possible?
What?
There's a user called the most dangerous way possible. Oh, that's Albie. Is it? No. Oh, I don't fucking know. I've lost all.
You're in charge of the comments, mate. My eyesight ain't good
Yeah,
enough to
no,
see
it's,
the fucking screen.
I think that's it. So he's renamed himself, or on YouTube at least, he's called the most dangerous way possible.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But he basically says he does the same bike nights. One of the
Yeah.
best networking opportunities face to
Yeah.
face.
Because you get to people get to. That's sort of what YouTube's turned into. So we'll probably talk about the YouTube thing just really briefly because it, like some people obsess over YouTube and like gotta have a YouTube channel. It was complete fucking accident, wasn't it? The whole thing. If you go back to the beginning of my YouTube channel, I think the first video was me in my van looking like 12 years old.
Yes, it is.
With an iPhone and saying,
That's right.
I've got an iPhone 4.
Welcome to vlog number 1.
I've got an iPhone 4.
Yes,
And
yeah.
this is my first.
Yeah.
It's a little bit robotic and a little bit.
Yeah, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
when
no,
you
exactly.
look back on these things.
Yeah. And I've always been into technology. Hang on, I need to. Fucking, I'm all over the place. So I started doing photography, still photography,
yeah.
for Ben's videos.
Yeah.
And that's how we really became mates because we'd be away doing a video.
Yeah.
You'd be like at a hotel somewhere.
Yeah.
And then we get pissed afterwards.
I think
and...
the way that we became mates was we were, because we're both a little bit fucked. Well, we're both quite a lot fucked up actually, really, and just little bits of our true self would come out every now and again.
It'll leak out.
Just just to sort of test the water and see if the other one would sort of have an issue. And then until eventually it's just like, well, actually, this is what I really think. You're like, oh, thank God, it's not just me.
That's basically sums it up. But it started with model aeroplanes and then the videography and the stuff.
Yeah.
And it went from there.
That was that.
Anyway, what was the other thing I was talking about?
How did we get onto that? How did we know each other?
I digressed from the other thing I was talking about. I can't remember.
We're talking about how you got business initially. You went to bike.
Are we going back to that, are we?
Well,
no, that was the thing just before I went to the...
Well, what was it then?
Jack Daniels.
How did you get business? You went to bike meets. All right, is that it?
No, that's not what I was talking about. I mean, when I went straight back to the... see, this is what we're like when we're in the pub. This is basically what it's like. When I went back to I was talking about something, and then I started saying, no, the photography thing.
Model aeroplanes.
What?
Wasn't that it?
No, I don't think so. Fuck's sake, ask us a question.
I don't know then. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I got a question, Ben.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
What is a woman?
Well, I don't need to answer your question. I can refer you to a very good film that I watched recently on Twitter.
Called What is a Woman?
Called What is a Woman, yeah.
Why is that frozen on the screen?
I don't know, but the comments are still coming in and that's still counting up, so I'm just assuming everything's all right.
Well, this looks like it's live here.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's quite quick. I bet it's still 25 seconds or that. I really want you to plug that in. That's at 30% battery.
Well, this?
Yeah. Don't you think that would be a good idea? Plug it into here.
Hang on, stand by. I'll get a charger out of the kitchen.
Well,
Talk to
hang on a
people.
minute. I'm not talking to people.
We probably need to. This will be a test of the radio mics.
Yeah, but I won't be able to hear you. Only they'll be able to hear you. Well, I'm not going to fill the silence, although I am doing that.
Yeah.
Got any questions whilst he's gone that you don't want him to see?
Then you'll have to watch it back to hear what I was saying about
Too
you.
late. What?
You'll have to watch it back to hear what I was saying about you. Stand by. I'm going to make sure my kids are still alive.
Are they back, are they? Oh, right. Who built the current work van? Well, I can answer that. It was Jim. And the reason it's Jim is because there's no way on earth he would trust anybody else to build the work van. I remember when he got it, actually. He spec'd it up, and then he was super critical when it came from... Shit. Is it Fiat or Citroen? Citroen, I think it is. I think they use the same sort of base model, don't they? And then he basically spent, I don't know, how long did it take you to build the current van?
You're not going to believe this if I say it. It took me 300 hours.
It's 300 hours, isn't it? Fucking hell.
A lot
That's
of it.
quite specific. How did you work that out?
I had a timer going.
Did you?
Just unplug that there.
300 hours.
And I messed my OCD. I can't fucking help myself. There's quite a lot of it I undid and redid. I did it to myself.
I remember when you were building it.
It didn't need to be. It's got 61%.
It was
Oh,
just
it's
saying...
this. That's
Oh, is it?
27.
Oh.
Well, that's all right.
Nothing you can do about that,
We've
is
been
there?
going ages, haven't we? This is
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, okay.
Phone's fine.
Fair enough then.
Alexa, are you connected to the internet?
She is.
Alexa, turn on the decking up lights. Why is she not talking?
I don't know. That one's not working properly. I told you you're going to end up with some of them failing.
Where?
Oh, it's just popped up.
What are you
It didn't
talking
start
about?
properly though. Ah, it's gone again.
Where are you looking?
Just here by the second
Oh
stanchion.
yeah, no, that. There's another one. Further
They
down.
do that.
They're
Has it got water in it?
I don't know. They've been there. It's like they're like 5 years old.
No, they're not.
All right, 4 years old. One of these is it's gone brighter now. One of these does the same thing down
Does
there.
it? Do you know how many times I had those guys out to change the lights in my decking at home?
They're like Screwfix special there.
Are they? I paid a lot of money for those ones because I thought I don't want them failing, and they kept failing. I kept getting, Jack the electrician. I got him out like 6 times.
Did he have to pay for them or did you?
Yeah. Well, he got the company to pay, but it was
okay.
his time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, mate, but you're going to have to bill them. I paid for lights that's supposed to do, 100,000 hours they're rated to, something like that. I'm like, that's what did I work it out at? I said 8 hours a day, it's 30 years or something like that. I said, you've only had them in for 2 weeks. No way I've done 100,000 hours yet.
Yeah, do you want to see something really funny?
Yeah, go on.
I don't know whether it'll fucking come out on camera. How many lights are on it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many's around there? Count them. I think there's 18.
Is there? All right,
Right, you ready?
18.
Ready to see how many
There's
work?
like 3 working or something stupid, is it?
Oh.
Go on. Holy shit, I was right.
3.
You're
only
kidding.
3 work. Fucking hell. I bought them.
That is terrible.
I bought them from a company called...
Yeah,
fucking
shame
hell,
them.
They're called...
They were called Our Lights Don't Work for
they're-
Shit Limited.
Like the Outside Light Warehouse or,
Right.
one of those sort of type of companies.
Yeah.
And they came and they were in a Wix box. And I thought, oh, that looks quite cool. It's Wix, it's a fucking brand we all know. Although Wix are a bunch of fucking woke wet wipes. Have you heard that thing? Anyway, let's not go there. I looked it up on the Wix website. It doesn't exist. I did a bit of Googling, and it was a product that they'd had, and then there was obviously a fucking problem, and they
Right.
binned them off. And then somebody had obviously bought the container load of these fucking lights, had a problem.
Sold them cheap.
Sold them cheap.
You know the ones I got in my decking, Jim?
Yeah, whatever.
Do you know how long they've been in
The
there?
stainless fittings are good. They haven't gone rusty.
Yeah, I've got good stainless fittings in mine. Mind you, I put Hue bulbs in every single one. It costs a fortune.
So they've got Are they G? Is that a GU10?
Yeah, they're GU10s. It costs an absolute fortune to do it, but they've been in there for 10 years and they haven't missed a trick.
It's the
Changing colours
It's the
and-
buy once, cry once, isn't it? Is the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I've got spares, but not enough. I'm
Whilst you're
thinking.
behind there, can you grab me a beer, please?
I'm thinking I might because it's a chip on a. It's an LED
Yeah.
chip on a board.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to buy the chip from China.
Just buy me bulbs.
Well, it's not a bulb. It's not a GU10.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's fucking fixed in there.
Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't realise that. It's a whole unit.
It's the whole
Oh,
thing.
well then, yeah.
But they're easy to, they just they're in a hole. They just lift out.
Just put GU10s in, LED GU10s, but get the fittings that I got.
I need to get the.
It cost you 180 quid to do that. They were £10 each I paid for my
Oh,
fittings.
well, these coloured lights are 5 for fucking 20 quid
There you
on
go
Amazon.
then, innit?
With
See?
a little remote, like a little
Yeah.
look, and change the fucking colour look. What colour do you want?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because at night time, the RF reflects off everything.
They keep
can't-
changing it.
You got to go do
Yeah,
this,
yeah, right.
like just so you can make one
Yeah.
colour. See, that one went blue. Oh, for fuck's sake, that one went now.
It's not very bike related, is it?
Not really.
What are they saying? 300 hours. Is it big enough compared to the previous van?
That's a really good question, actually. So, what I found is the other van, I used to always put the bike in the back, like because it was a massive fucking box, and it was really, really low.
We did videos in
yeah,
that
we
van.
did the famous fork seal videos in that van. Sorry, you wanted a beer, didn't you?
Yes, please.
Um,
Can I have I'll have a brew dog if that's all right, actually. Or a man's beer.
So, is it big enough? It's doable.
It's copeable, is it?
It's just about copeable, but what I end up, I don't need a bottle opener for a fucking can, do I? It's,
I was going to watch to see what happened, actually.
The honest answer is no, not really.
But you've got the awning on the side, though,
But
haven't you?
that's where I was going. So the old van was a coach built, you've been in it, you knew. It was fucking brilliant. There was loads of room. You just push a bike in. It was really low. Just use it all day long. There's a big barn doors on the back. It was fucking awesome. Whereas this one, I wanted something a little bit more sort of motorway friendly, drive it like a car type
Because the
of
last
thing.
one was a bit of a...
Mate, it was like fucking 50 mile an hour in
Yeah.
the slow lane on the motorway. But it was
did,
an old...
You did get a speeding ticket in it, though.
Yeah, in a 30 area.
Yeah,
though.
but...
But I got off.
You did, actually,
But
yeah.
let's not go. That's
Yeah.
another story. Where are we going? Yeah, so the new van, 90% of what I do is under the awning.
Is it a Citroen?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Citroen.
Yeah.
Because Fiat do a similar...
It's a the
yeah,
motor's
exactly.
a Ducato.
Yes,
Same.
yeah, right. Exactly.
Fiat Ducato, Peugeot Boxer, Citroen Relay. It's the same fucking van. Come out of the same factory.
Yeah.
Different engine options, gearbox options, but the panel work, and they have different dashboard trim and little, they just sort of try and differentiate themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
So not really is the answer. To work inside, it's not really big enough. I do work inside it sometimes, but I tend to use the ramp. Should probably do a van tour actually. So the
Do you know
ramp,
what I was
the ramp
thinking?
I've got, basically the back half of the ramp comes off, so I can take the back half of the ramp off, put it on the top of the ramp, pump the ramp all the way up, which gives me loads of worky space, and I basically use the hydraulic ramp as a workbench a lot of the time, and I've got me awning, me Fiamma, how do you say it? I never know how to Fiamma.
That's how I say it.
450 on the side, and I work under there most of the time. Or sometimes doing mobile stuff, it's always a lottery. You never quite what I'll do is if it's not a customer I know, I'll look on Google Maps, Google Earth, to sort of get an idea of where am I going to park? And
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you want
Street Maps is ideal for them, isn't it?
because
Can you
yeah,
imagine
no,
if you had
Street View.
Street Map?
When
view,
I had
or
Street
Street
View,
View back in the beginning,
what when I had my
with
little
your big van,
when I had my big van and me
Wouldn't
really
that be
expensive
awesome?
sat nav. Oh mate, can you remember the first time you ever saw Street View?
no,
I can.
can you?
Yeah, and it was way earlier than you can imagine. It would have been. It was before sat nav.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. You need to go. Yeah, it was. You need to go look it up because I was working for CJ's in Droitwich,
When Street View was a thing.
and it was pretty limited, but
Right.
there was some Street View and there was some satellite view as well.
I remember when
honestly,
3D
there was.
buildings came out. 3D.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
Google Earth thing. yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell. No, I didn't know that. You were saying about a van tour. I was thinking the same thing, but I was thinking of a workshop tour, actually. Because you've got your vapor blasting cabinet in there and stuff. I'm sure you've
Well,
done
they,
videos
yeah,
of it
yeah,
already.
they know about that. I got
a question.
What's
What's
that
in...
going round and round? Like,
I don't know, but it's still counting up there and people are still... oh, shit. Is anyone actually... Someone retracted a message.
Oh. Gay.
Maybe,
Well, I'd say
maybe he's on another chat with someone else and he accidentally put it in the wrong one. Have you ever done that when you're supposed to be
yeah.
working? What's in your secret carb cleaning juice?
I'm not fucking telling you.
Go on.
No,
Go
not
on,
doing
tell
it.
me.
No,
Go
mate.
on. Yeah, what is
It's
it?
my cash cow.
Is it?
Yeah. There's 15 sets of carburetors in my workshop at the moment. I'm the only fucker that can do them.
Yeah.
And
But they do look fucking awesome.
4
when
or
they're
5
done.
of them have come from dealers. They're like, oh no, actually that's
Do you
not
think
true.
those dealers?
What's
how
happened
much
is
markup are they putting on them?
No, that's not true. They haven't
No?
come from dealers. They come from the customer because the customer's taken the bike there,
Right.
and the dealer's gone, it's fuck mate, and these new carbs,
Right.
and they've gone on the fucking Googler. Oh, this guy sounds like he might be able to help me.
You know what you are, don't you? You're that guy that's got a YouTube channel that fixes MacBooks when the genius guys say you need a new motherboard.
That's basically it.
You're that
I'm not
guy.
carburetor, not
Yeah.
necessarily for the whole of the motorbike, but
No.
certainly for carburetors.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
nah, throw them away, mate. Get more.
What
get
you
new
need
ones.
to do is you need to get one of your customers' set of carbs and do a shot every 30 seconds and see whether or not you can still make them run.
Yeah, get really drunk. Yeah, that's a good idea. We could get a fucking bike here
Yeah.
in front of the bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll just dismantle it and it's a shot every 30 seconds. You've got to fight the clock to get it back together and running before you're too pissed and wasted that you can't actually see.
You know what we should do? I just had an idea. So, there's this thing. I've got a potty mouth, as you probably have already gathered. So, Ben and I went on holiday a few months ago, and I said to Ben's son Lewis, I'm alright to use his name, am I?
Yeah.
Every time I swear, you can have £1.
He did well that night, didn't he?
Fucking hell.
And he was waiting. He was watching you
I
constantly.
know, he's
that
like
night.
playing with his mates, and instead he's like sat watching,
Yeah.
watching me.
Or when you think he's not watching, he's talking to someone else and you'd let one slip and you go, £1.
So we should have a motorbike, and every time I swear, we've got to do a shot.
Yes. Yeah, let's do that.
That'd be quite entertaining.
That would be
It
entertaining.
wouldn't last very
Yeah,
long, would
no.
it?
You'd be pissed in like 3 minutes flat.
Okay. Is there anybody watching, or are we going to upload it?
There are more people watching now than there were 10 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah. Got 5 people now.
I don't know whether we should call it like questions, so we can keep it going a little bit more. Ask Ben questions. Ben has got a super interesting
Mr.
life.
Mr. Melamoto says he's the one that retracted the question. He said he's just had too many beers. Makes your thumbs slip. That's. Am I allowed to say that's what she said? I don't know. That's all
Go
right.
on,
isn't
mate.
it? Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
That's. No.
Pan around on the old 360 and watch the lot.
He says. Albie says, "Get him some more beer. I want to know what's in that juice." Maybe you could send out little samples so people can try it on a little bit of a car.
Yeah, maybe I should.
We end up with some genius that does some sort of chemical analysis.
What I need
on
is
it.
fucking, that sounds bad. I need like £100 a month tier for patron.
Yeah.
And then when you've done 12 months, I'll give you the answer.
Or you give them a pint of it or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
you know, enough to
Yeah.
be useful.
Yeah.
Still don't tell them what's in it,
No.
but it comes shipped in a little container.
Yeah. It needs a lot of
It's
health.
good stuff,
It
though,
needs
isn't
a lot of health warnings on it.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be able to use it in California, mate.
What's the best set of carbs you've had where they come in and you think they are just beyond fucking repair, and they've gone out looking better than they would ever have done coming out of a factory?
Okay, that's not maybe. I was just going to use it. There's a set of what the fuck are they? Not VMAX. Royal Star. Fucking hell, me. I've had too many Jack Danielses. I've got a set in the workshop at the moment. So
Right.
the guy sent them, and I opened the box. I could smell them before I opened them. You won't know the smell, but I could smell them. I could smell them through the cardboard. It's
Right.
like fucking hell.
These are minging.
These are minging. I opened the box. I mean, everything was just fucking lock solid. And the slides were stuck. Somebody tried to fucking lever the slides up and broken the slides because the slides are like Bakelite sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was an absolute fucking car crash. And I rang the guy and I said, "We need another set. We at least need another set.
We need to renegotiate my rate."
We at least need another set." Anyway, long fucking story short, got another set. It came from America somewhere on eBay, and I've cobbled together a working set of carburetors.
Right.
Fucking hell, mate. It's drained the life from me.
When you say, now hang on a minute, because I don't. When you say the word cobbled,
All right, they're not cobbled.
yeah, right. I mean, do they look absolutely fucking awesome?
They look really nice.
Yeah.
I've got some
And
pictures
just
on my
out of
phone.
interest, because I don't really know bike models and stuff like that. But this particular set of carbs, is that sort of thing? Could you go to a shop and just buy them?
No, this is the problem.
This
They're
only-
unobtainable. Fucking hell. I don't know what's wrong with my... Hang on.
You
Can't
need
look
more
on my
beer?
phone, can I? Because I'll kill the stream.
What do you want?